Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. If this is not an impeachable offense, I don't know what is. As the Biden crime family, it seems like every single day they're getting exposed more and more and more and more and more, and it's becoming fairly obvious that Hunter Biden and his business dealings with these sketchy international companies in which Joe Biden, right, the president of the United States, was involved. He was aware of when he was vice president and getting kickbacks from Hunter Biden's business deals. It has become fairly obvious that this is now a matter of national security, as it seems like those business deals have thoroughly influenced the Biden administration and our policy, our foreign policy towards these countries, okay? Particularly countries of Ukraine and China, okay? Joe Biden, when he was vice president, did an infamous interview in which he basically threatened to withhold taxpayer money, a loan from Ukraine, if they did not fire a prosecutor that was investigating the company that Hunter Biden was on the board of, Burisma Holdings, okay? Nobody thought anything of it. Nobody thought that was weird, okay, that Joe Biden, the vice president of the United States, was threatening to withhold taxpayer money from a country if they don't fire a prosecutor that just so happens to be investigating a company that his son is involved in. Nothing strange about that, right? Joe Biden claims he never talked to his son about his business dealings, okay? Except we have bombshell voicemails to prove that that was wrong, okay? That Joe Biden actually lied to the American people. He, in fact, did talk to his son about his sketchy business dealings, okay? He definitely talked to his son about it. Active discussions. In fact, Joe Biden, in my opinion, was getting kicked back and getting paid. He was financially benefiting from it. That's how he became a millionaire, off his son. Now come to find out today, okay, Joe Biden, as president of the United States, is selling oil from our strategic reserves to a Chinese gas giant tied to his son. Okay, now if you guys remember, Tony Bobolinsky thoroughly went over Hunter Biden's business dealings in China. Okay, a lot of these deals he was getting, he wasn't really actually selling the product. He was just getting money, right? He was just getting money. No product being sold or anything like that. Lo and behold, Biden's giving kickbacks, okay, to the Chinese. Okay, it's already bad enough that you're selling our strategic oil that's supposed to be used for emergencies to foreign countries and telling the American people that it's going to lower gas prices. It's already bad enough that you're doing that. It's even worse that you're selling these reserves to companies tied to your son. Again, this is incredible, man. I mean, I don't understand how this is not the biggest story in America right now. And it really blows my mind how at one point, guys, when the Hunter Biden story first came out, the mainstream liberal media told the American people that it was a Russian conspiracy. A Russian conspiracy. It was Russian disinformation. Okay? When, in fact, it is being revealed that this is a matter of national security. We potentially have a president, guys, that is compromised by China and other foreign countries because of his son's business dealings. But the mainstream liberal media told us this was Russian disinformation. It's sad, man. It really is. The world that we live in, okay, that the American people are being misinformed so much, and people are not caring enough about this story simply because they're uneducated on it. So let's actually read about this, because if this is not an impeachable offense, I don't know what is, man. I really don't. So let's read it. On Wednesday, Reuters revealed that more than 5 million barrels of oil from the nation's Strategic Petroleum Reserves were sent overseas as part of President Joe Biden's latest release initiative in March. Some of that oil went to India, some to the Netherlands, and some was sent to China, where the president's son has engaged in years of potentially criminal business activity, embroiling the Biden White House in a scandal since the 2020 campaign. On Thursday, the Washington Free Beacon published new details about the Chinese oil shipments from the U.S. emergency reserves that Biden promised were tapped to, quote, ease the pain that families are feeling in the United States from high energy prices. Now, here's the thing. Releasing oil from the strategic reserves, that ain't really going to move the needle all that much, okay? But the oil is there for emergencies, particularly for international emergencies, things like, natural disasters and stuff like that. So it's already controversial for you to release it. just because gas prices are high. But if you're going to release it with the intent of trying to bring down gas prices, and that's what you're telling the American people, we're using our emergency supply to help with gas prices, you best believe every drop of that oil better go to the American people, right? I don't care if you send just a little bit to foreign countries. No. They can't have any of it, right? That every barrel better go to the American people, and that's not what's happening to Joe Biden. Again, this is a part of America Last. This is a part of America Last. Quote, the Biden administration sold roughly 1 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to a Chinese state-controlled gas giant that continues to purchase Russian oil, a move the Energy Department said would support American consumers and combat Putin's price hike, the Beacon's Colin Anderson reported. Biden's Energy Department in April announced the sale of 950,000 Strategic Petroleum Reserve barrels to Unipec, the trading arm of the China Petrochemical Corporation. That company, which is currently known as Sinopec, is wholly owned by the Chinese government. Sinopec is also tied to Hunter Biden, whose private equity firm BHR Partners bought a $1.7 billion stake in the company 7 years ago. Hunter Biden's lawyer told the New York Times in November that the president's son, quote, no longer holds any interest directly or indirectly in either BHR or Scantales. Okay, he doesn't hold any interest directly or indirectly. Okay. According to the Washington Examiner, however, Hunter Biden remained listed as a part owner of the firm as of late March. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Business deals from China's National Credit Information Publicity System, Access, Tuesday continued to identify Scantales as a 10% owner in BHR, and Washington, D.C. business records continue to list Biden as the only beneficial owner of Scantales, the paper reported. The White House has routinely deflected questions about Biden's business dealings to his attorneys, who have remained largely mum. Again, no surprise here that the White House is lying on this. They always lie, right? They either don't answer questions or they lie. Man, that's for a reason. It's possible that China's business registry hasn't yet been updated to reflect the potential transfer or sale of Scantales' 10% stake in BHR to another party, the Examiner added. Meanwhile, Biden's Energy Department has refused compliance with requests under the Freedom of Information Act probing the administration's improper use of the nation's strategic oil reserve maintained for emergencies. Last week, the Functional Government Initiative, a nonprofit government watchdog, filed a lawsuit to compel records concerning administration officials' decision to tap the oil reserves in the absence of a sudden disruption in supply, such as a hurricane or cyber attack. By the end of Biden's latest release from the emergency stockpile, the president will have depleted 260 million barrels from the nation's reserves. In May, the Department of Energy announced efforts to replenish only 60 million barrels of what has been released, despite an authorized shortage capacity of 714 million barrels. The Energy Information Administration reported that just more than 492,000 barrels remain in storage on July 1st, exactly 1 month into the 6-month hurricane season. All right, so here's the thing. Some of you guys may be asking, okay, what now? Right? What happens now that we know this? Well, it's up to the Republican Party, right? I mean, that's just basically what it comes down to. And I've been saying this about this Hunter Biden stuff. There's so much evidence, okay? The evidence is overwhelming, unlike what the Democrats have when it comes to Trump and January 6th and trying to charge him with conspiracy. The evidence is overwhelming here, guys. Will Republicans take back power, the Senate and the House? They have to bring the man up on impeachment charges because of this, right? This seems to me to be a situation where our president is compromised by foreign governments, okay? And this has been happening ever since Joe Biden was vice president. And the Democrat Party has set the precedent that, yes, you can impeach a president when they're not in office, right? After they get out of office, yeah, you can impeach them. You can have an impeachment trial, right? The Democrats set that precedent. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and, do it. Let's impeach Joe Biden for the things that he did as vice president. And because he's doing this as president, yeah, let's have an investigation. Let's have a January 6/9/11 style committee on Joe Biden's crime family, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. And if you don't do it, then it shows you what the Republican Party is made of, what the Republican Party is about. They're not about anything, okay? I want you guys to understand. what happens to Joe Biden based off this information 100% comes down to what the Republican Party chooses to do when they take back power in the House and the Senate. That's what it's about, okay? Because at this point, if they choose not to, at the very least, have some type of hearing on this, you could just throw the whole National Republican Party away. Because at that point, they are now complicit in the crimes of the Democrat Party in the Biden administration because they know about it. However, they choose not to do anything about it because they want to be buddy-buddy with the Democrats. But if the Democrats had this much dirt on Trump, best believe they would be trying to impeach. Okay, they would be having hearings. We all know because that's what's happening right now. That's what they try to do. But again, the Republicans are not going to turn around and do it back to them. Okay? And part of the reason why is not just because they want to be buddy-buddy with Democrats, because some of these guys, like Mitch McConnell, that are leading the Republican Party are just as corrupt, right? So they don't want their dirt coming out, right? By trying to basically uncover Joe Biden's dirt. So we'll see. Like I said, I don't think that anything's going to come out of this, unfortunately. But the ball is in the court of the Republican Party. If nothing happens with this, guys, don't blame the Democrats. Blame the Republicans because they have the power in their hands to do something about this, to hold Joe Biden accountable. But I don't think it's going to happen, to be quite honest with you. However, we will see. I'm just letting you guys know that, again, if nothing happens, it is the fault of the Republican Party. It is on them. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.